Welcome to another episode of the American Beer Review Podcast.
Good times with good friends requires good beer. Lucky for us, we know how to pick all three.
We're a group of friends who grew up in the Pacific Northwest, giving us a jump start on our craft beer journey.
Join us today while Brian... I pride myself on not getting to know other people, so do not put that on me.
Alec.
So the bananas up until like the 60s were an entirely different species of banana?
And Chad. It hit me like a wrecking ball.
Review some beer, talk about beer topics, and whatever else comes up. We invite you to pour yourself a drink and hang out with us. I'm saying Chad has to put in now specifically 3 white guys talking about beer. One does not have a beer.
Oh no! No. The insulting thing is all you have to do is write three beer podcast hosts, and that's what it spits out. It's
white
3
guys.
white dudes beers
That's all right. We've also been pizzas
with
and
rosy
oranges.
cheeks.
and
Oranges?
and otters.
The otter
And
one I
that
liked.
one
Otter-
popped.
That was good.
The otter didn't pop until I put the text in, and then it looked like one of those, like when you go in the store during the holidays, and they have the. We found some old artwork and shit out a puzzle. It looked like one of those things, like with the text. It was one of those puzzles you put together at Christmas. Like, oh, we've had this in the family attic for 40 years. Let's put it together. But yeah, it was perfect.
While you open that beer,
Rip out otter.
God, his shirt reminds me. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to a race this year.
Not Portland?
Besides Portland.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I'm doing too.
Perfect. Okay. Which actually reminds me.
Because we're doing San Diego.
Is it do we know for sure it's the same first weekend again?
We haven't seen dates yet. Dates are out, but they haven't set tickets.
This one goes to Brian.
No. Come on, man.
Okay, I got it now. We're
Do
good.
ya?
We're good.
Do ya though?
Totally.
Um,
These sunglasses are great because
You don't have the glare?
The last couple episodes, like I would go to look at you guys, and then
You're blinded.
you both have key lights right over your shoulders. It just killed me.
I forgot to pour one for myself.
so we're pretty sure it's that first weekend of June though.
It has been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in.
I'm basically, since I have the flexibility, I'm not planning anything for June.
Because we may do the same thing you guys have done the last couple of years. Is I'll go down with the kids.
Oh yeah.
Stay the first
Let
night,
Haley
and
come
then
down,
she'll
and
come to the race, and we'll do
dip
it
out.
Airbnb. We'll see.
I might even Airbnb.
Dude.
I just need a spot to shower on the way out of town. That's all I need. The 3 days of grime is fine, but I don't want to sit in the car for 3 hours driving home.
That's the thing is like they need either like one of the portable shower things, like go pay a couple bucks and do that.
Partner with Elephant Car Wash and just have an open air. Just
Walk through.
Let me walk through in my shorts. I don't care.
We would just have to like invest and make it like a more serious like production instead of I wake up and my clothes are soaked on the floor and someone slept on the floor for half the time and I'm like on a broken cot and like that could elevate the experience.
That's part of the
itself.
experience.
Your clothes weren't the ones that were hanging on a truck bed all day trying to dry.
Because I don't put my clothes on the floor in a tent.
I didn't either.
Because
Left my bag in the trailer.
Yes. My clothes were nowhere near anyone where they were sleeping.
Well, you know?
I also just slept in my clothes.
Because I sleep with
Oh,
people.
That one is your go-to.
Because we're sharing a tent with somebody who may or may not have peed into a closet before. So no, I don't trust my clothes.
Listen, I have seen him take his own pants off to use as a blanket before.
Valid strategy. Valid strategy. Your legs got plenty of muscle, lots of blood, they stay warm.
Can't sleep without a blanket.
No, you don't want cold nips when you're sleeping.
All right.
So today
What am I drinking?
we are starting. Oh, this is going to be awesome. I'm
Oh
guessing.
yeah, I remember reading about this.
We're exiting the darkness.
Yes.
The darkest days of winter are starting to be behind
where
us
can I
in
find this?
January.
Okay.
So this
Late
is
January.
Barrique Brewing and Blendings, Melange Fonce. This is a barrel-aged wild ale. Blend of wide variety of our dark sour beers. This batch of Melange Fonce is comprised of wild rock beer, Flanders Red, Oud Bruin, sour stacks, And dark farmhouse casks with a moderate acidity, particularly for a dark sour. Melange Fonce 2023 has a huge flavors of cola, cherry cordial, sarsaparilla, and chocolate-covered cherry.
Out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes. And this is at 7.5%.
That just changed a lot.
Yeah, and then
Flanders Red Ale.
yes, out on tap. You see it linked as that way, but on Tavour it was a dark sour.
So Melange Fonce.
The spice must flow.
It's close. It's just dark spices.
Wow. Okay.
And Barrique is just an oak barrel used for storing wine. So pronunciations were on point for at least that part. The rest of it I might have butchered.
Yeah, I went back and forth about whether to be impressed or concerned.
I was thoroughly impressed.
So yeah. What is that one?
So
Why is there?
They have
a lot of They have different versions of this.
Yes,
it's every year. So this is the 2023 version. So it's going to change as any kind of wild ale would.
There's a bourbon barrel-aged blackberry version.
Yes, and they all use a similar style art. So like they were the other day they dropped like 4 out of these kind of styles, and they were all the same can, just the text at the bottom. So it kind of threw me off. It was like, oh hey, look at this, the new varietal of it. But it's like, oh no, this is just kind of they keep the art similar, but then just have the names change.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't get this version. There's a Green River version.
Yeah,
I know. I didn't see it at the
parse
at
through and
time
make sure I
of
got the
purchase.
right one.
But I've never heard of Green River bourbon barrel. Like bourbon.
There's lots of Green Rivers.
It's not our Green River.
I know that.
So did you find anything else about Barrique Brewing and blending other than they were in Nashville, Tennessee?
I haven't looked.
At an entirely surface level, no.
There is no About Us page on their website, which is usually my go-to.
That was my problem.
So they were... And
I found the PDF menu for all the beers.
So they craft unique, open fermented, blended, and fruited sour beers using local ingredients. Our clean beer program focuses on continental lagers, authentic English cask ales, smoked beers, and the occasional West Coast IPA. I had the guy's name in here.
Did you say that they're all barrel aged?
They focus on everything's barrel aged.
On Untapped it says all barrel aged.
Yeah, they have a lot of beers on Untapped.
200 and something.
So small company, like 2 to 10 employees, but only way I was able to find any of that information is on LinkedIn.
No way.
So that is their LinkedIn, Barrique Brewing and Blending LLC. And it had the guy's name in here when I looked at it on my computer, but it did not.
Honestly, I think sometimes that's a good sign. They're just too
Oh.
busy making beer to even worry about posting it online.
But they've been around since
A while.
like 2017, I think.
They're not in a bad spot. So they're like
They're too
2017.
busy slinging beer.
they're across the Cumberland River from downtown Nashville. So like what we think of traditionally us being not from the area.
Yeah.
Think of like downtown
Broadway.
Yeah, so like Broadway runs up to that river, and then you go across, and that is where the football stadium is. And then on that side, so I think it's called the East Bank. There's some different buildings and things, and there's a Top Golf not far from them, and some other stuff. But it looks like this might just be a big warehouse, and I don't know if they have a tap room there. But like, oh, dude.
They do. They have a...
If this picture comes through, I'm struggling with my service. It is a massive room of barrels, and it looks dope.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll see if that loads. I'm struggling right now, but yeah, I already sipped some.
Hang on.
This is delightful.
So it's nice and dark, but that's what you're going to get out of a barrel aged,
Yeah.
right? A lot of that,
Yeah.
a lot of that
When-
color.
The
Not
different-
dark, but
No, but the different things talked about it being like a
Coppery
dark
amber.
sour and being even this at the back of it says a dark farmhouse ale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get the picture to load.
Man.
Oh, look there. So I think that's where their tasting room is.
Yep.
Like, yes, please.
Yeah.
That's cool. So the smell is not so. when I think farmhouse, I really think like saison
Yes.
and think of that. I'm not getting like the same like the farmhouse but that's why like the different things that they've talked about, like it being a red Flanders, like there's these different variations that I think it's just a beer that they've done something sort of unique with, and maybe are struggling to like find the right descriptor to get it out. I probably would have purchased it on my own by seeing it labeled as a dark farmhouse, because I would have been like, oh, okay, like that's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, like I've had dark Belgians, but that's still not same.
Yeah.
But you're not getting Belgian, you're not getting.
Yeah, I saw dark and wild, and I was like, okay, so we've done a couple.
And I like that. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hey, gimmick for the episode.
It's kind of smooth. There's like
But I'm not mad about it.
maybe a hint of sour, but not
It's
really.
not an overly sour. It's not, and that's why they're not calling it a sour. It's a wild ale. So
But even wilds, you still get like, and maybe it's more like a thunk or like a that I feel like you would get. But
Do you want to know what this reminds me of?
I'm gonna say yes, but I cautious.
A sunbrewed tea with some lemon in it.
okay, I can see that.
You lost me at tea.
I'm getting like, if you told me this was a hard iced tea with lemon, I'm halfway there.
Yeah, but I like this.
I like it too. But this is like, I'm giving somebody some rails to ride on to get to know what we're tasting here. Let me know if I'm off.
I don't get tea. I don't like tea. I've never liked tea. No variation. Has anybody been like, hey, try it like this? It's still been just, I think, I can't remember the exact quote, but Ted Lasso made a point of it just being like hot brown water. Like, I don't
Is
get
that what
it.
coffee is?
Listen, man.
No, that's hot bean water.
Can I see the can, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tea is hot leaf water.
So we'll get you some pickle tea for our next review.
Oh, I will literally walk out. I will literally walk out.
No, there is
pickle pepper tea.
There is a touch of pickle in there. Something that it's sour.
You're gonna get a little bit, yeah.
So part of the naming, and I had seen this and then forgot about it, but it probably has to do with the fact that it's blended.
Yes.
That you're actually blending different styles. So this is Flanders Red,
Okay.
which is a unique style, and an Oud Bruin, which is a different. So that's probably where you're losing, I think, a little bit more of like the tartness that you would get from a Flanders in that blending process. It's been a while since I had an Oud Bruin, so I'd have to remember what like the specifics of it
There's
are.
definitely two notes going on.
Yeah,
I think that's
the way it kind of feels like.
Yeah.
But pairs well together.
Yes.
Like it definitely works. I love that
It feels consistent. Like there's nothing jarring about it.
I love that they put like the label is the bottle you'd expect this to be in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of fun. Like, hey, like we put this fancy beer
In a can.
for you miscreants, like you troublemakers.
Did I want to say it was can conditioned? They probably might have
Didn't say anything about it.
Doesn't.
Yeah, I can't remember if they have to give it a little zhuzh probably before they put it in the can, anyways.
Yeah, does not say. This is impressive. This is good. I think this is actually. Did we have a different one from Nashville recently?
We did the Southern Grist NA Pills. NA Lager.
Okay, that's
That
not.
would
I
be
was thinking
totally
of a different one.
different.
That was the last that I can
Tennessee
remember.
beer.
Again, 30 seconds, like a goldfish.
Yeah.
But I think this goes to show what has transpired. Like I mean, by now the last time I was in Nashville was pre-kids, so we're talking like at least
Oh man, way 4 years ago.
5 or 6 years ago. But we went brewery hopping and like trying to find places, and we were actually staying in East Tennessee in East Nashville at the time. And so trying to find one, and we found a good brewery. I liked it, and we found a couple others just as we were around town. But like I mean, you said they've been around for a while, so I would say
2017 was when they were founded.
could have been about when we were there. So that could make some sense that, like, if it was brand new, I just wasn't jumping on the brand new
but
one.
I don't know how much. I mean, barrel aging. So
When
how
they're
much
starting.
ramp up period
So
time do you need?
Makes me feel a little better. But it just goes to show that, like, this to me is like, this is kind of nerd beer. Like, you got to kind of be into this and doing it. And you see that this stuff is coming around more and more. And that there's a different kind of want and need for different styles of beer, even in places where you think, oh, they're going to have terrible IPAs, they're going to have light beers, and they're going to do this. Like, that's, like, if we think of just a general, like, Nashville's a big city, so I can see that people are coming from other places, moving in and bringing their styles and doing it. But when you think of a general city outside of the beer cities,
Right.
you're going to expect, okay,
Generic
I can
beer.
get craft beer, but, like, if I don't hit the right brewery, I'm not going to get the good stuff.
And it's sort of like what would we have 2-3 weeks ago out of Bend?
Oh, yeah.
We're like super niche and
Yeah.
barrel aged and
Yeah, in Bend, you expect that. You expect there to be a, like,
Off the grid.
literally, like, up
Yeah.
in the mountains
Yeah.
guy who's like, and he just brings his stuff in, and people are like, oh my God, this is great. Like, and then you have this giant barreling space I mean, you can walk from downtown.
I was going to say downtown Nashville.
You can
almost.
walk from like what we think of as downtown proper. It's just across the bridge.
And I'm glad that I've already gotten my first trip to Nashville out of the way.
Oh,
and
God,
I already
yeah.
did the let's drink 7 and 7s till 2 a.m.
On
when you have
Broadway.
a 5 a.m. flight out of said
don't.
city.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
I feel like you have to do that so you don't do that again because it's a fun town to be in. It's a great town if you are somebody who partakes in drinking as a revelry.
Yeah. It's
But now that I know these guys are just a walk, I am
Yeah.
going to go have delicious barbecue, and then let's go take an Uber
you can
to
walk.
this tasting room.
You can walk and make it there, but yeah.
I'm not walking back.
Oh no,
I'm gonna
Uber,
have to,
Uber back.
I would yeah.
Walk there.
I want to save the energy for tasting. If I
Chad.
don't have to walk it,
Walk the barbecue
that's an extra.
off.
No.
Drink the beer and
No,
oh come on.
no, that's not how it goes.
They got some cool stuff.
Yeah, this just seems it just
And to
seems
sit and
fun.
to sit
like,
and to sit in that room that tasting room
Dude,
with
yes.
the barrels and that atmosphere.
I want to know more. What are you doing
This
over
sounds
there?
off. I'm going through their beer list.
It's fine. We're almost boomers. We can fight with our
It's on
phones.
silent.
Yeah, sitting in these huge barrels, like in that space, it really is kind of nondescript from the outside. I do see some light beer. Oh, they got casks. They have actual casks. That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna go on a that for sure is on a I need to.
You want to go
When I
in
go
there-
back, it's an I need to. Be
I
there.
say I want to hop in there after eating much barbecue, but that's a place like I want to plan my day around this trip here.
Chad, you're gonna have to plan.
Yeah.
They're open 7 days a week,
Yes.
Not very much.
but
Okay.
Monday through Thursday, 4 to 9.
Okay.
So Friday they open at 2,
Mhm.
noon and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday at noon.
I
So
can make it work.
you can figure it out. But like,
Yeah.
oh man, that is
If I can get some more beer like this, yes, I'll make
this.
it work.
This is the thing that like when we talk about the massive amount of breweries and things that are coming up and the numbers of them. How do I say this kindly? There are some that don't need to be around, and I feel bad for people who that's their job, that's their thing. But like,
You're not
as
wrong.
somebody who's
You're not wrong.
wanted to open a brewery, not everyone just needs to open a brewery, and there needs to be some balance in some things. But this has a space, and this is what I just hope is like. How does the mainstream find this enough to make sure that a place like this, like how do they make sure that there's enough business for them to keep going. And
I don't want the mainstream to know this exists.
Well, if you want to
because they're
stay
going to
around,
try
you
to
do.
cheapen it. They're going to try to cheapen it.
Yeah.
I want. There's a reason places like this exist that kind of sit at the periphery, but sit there and flourish in the periphery.
Hopefully.
And you find them as a little bright spot.
Hopefully, yeah.
So I'm wondering where the
Yeah.
influence kind of from.
We're talking about a company 5 hours by plane away.
Yeah.
Like it's some little niche. I mean, they could just have a huge local following.
Good.
True.
They could use a better website.
They probably do. I mean, you have enough. You have good beer like this. Everyone's going to tell everyone and their mother in the area, you need to go have. If you like good beer, you go have this.
So this is very French influenced. Not all of their beers are, but the name is French.
Yes.
This beer is French.
Yes.
All of their beer sizes on their website are in milliliters or centiliters. So this, so 50 centiliters
Yes.
is a 16.9. So
Okay.
so they sell them in cans. This is designed to be sold in.
It's metric.
I understand the
There's-
basis of it.
Yeah.
But when you're going all of these aren't 16.9s, these are 50 centiliters. So there's some European influence, and they just don't have a ton of backstory. And obviously, like Chad said, they're focused on making good beer, not.
Let people fill in the details themselves. Give people just enough information for you to be intrigued.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
browser does not like me trying to find their website, so
No.
yeah.
There's not a lot to see.
Okay.
You don't need
but
it.
They're active on Instagram.
That's all you
Current
need.
tap list.
Did see that.
So 4 days ago updated.
You only have to be on Instagram because chuckleheads like us reach out to you on
Yeah.
them at 8 p.m. at night after your like third or fourth beer.
Alec.
Yep.
The Green River Melange is on tap 4 days ago, as is a wild ale with Tennessee grown watermelons and nectarines.
Ooh.
Okay.
Called
Nectarines,
the
huh?
Nectarine Sipper. I know I said
see
it
you.
funny there. I
I see
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you. Listen, there's a few times I call you out a lot, so it's fine. Yeah, a couple of casks, barrel-aged barley wine. You got me. I'm in. Saisons, mixed culture blonde. Yeah, dude, I could go to town on this. This would be, and they sell bottles. So like they have a bunch of their stuff just in bottles, and then the tap list, or like so. Man, cool. That's fun. That's cool to see and to find out about. Oh, it's their thing. That can is their thing. All of them have the same bottle picture. Yep. It's all green, and just the styling at the bottom is different. The
Confused the shit out of me when I was trying to find the exact bottle on Untap. But
yeah,
the graphics department probably loves it.
Oh yeah.
And they worked with somebody to do some non-alcoholic hop water if you're into that sort of thing. Oh, it looks like maybe they went through this is flashing a lot. So some of their stuff is in that. There is some different branding stuff. But man, hey, good find.
No, this is real good.
Okay, so where do I put this in the fridge?
I'm putting this in the cellar.
If it was in a bottle,
Yes. I would like to know from them what their thoughts are on cellaring it, if it were in a bottle, and how long.
because this is 6/26/23, so we're
Already-
6 and change
Yeah.
month in, but they have batch numbers. So this is batch number 172.
So you're going to find out more, which is great, like if you're really digging in to figure out, oh, it's been this long, it was done slightly different.
This is the exact barrel it was done in. This is
Oh,
what
The blend.
They'll be able to trace it back. Yeah.
this barrel had XYZ in it over its life or whatever. Yeah, because probably all that goes into the blending.
I would want a mixed 4-pack every couple of months.
Ooh, there you go.
Wow.
That's what I want from them.
And that's kind of where I'm going. Is I don't know that I would narrow in just on this based on their beer list.
No,
I
if
wanna-
of all the things on the list, I might not have gone to this one.
Do I have good news for you, Brian? Because they just released a brand new seasonal 4-pack. 2 days. 2 days ago. So I would go check their gram right now. They have a brand new four
Might have been the
pack.
video that was flashing to me a little much.
It was. It was. But I would go check that now, but please continue. Sorry to interject.
That's where I see with this is honestly if I could again, and it's such a tough thing, like especially if they were local, if I could just pop in and
If
get
this
a
was
couple
local,
and like I did with the one in Bellingham, the new place, it was just like, hey, like give me a mix pack of what you got.
yeah.
I would literally go in and be like, I don't want a monthly. I want like a
Quarterly. Maybe even bi-monthly. Yeah, a little bit more
I
frequently.
paused to debate whether bi-monthly meant twice a month or every. Thank you. I'm thinking every other month. Hit me with a mixed 4-pack. I will pay you $20.
In shipping?
Well, I said if I'm local,
Yeah.
I will come and pick it up if I'm local-ish.
Because you're not getting a mixed 4-pack for $20.
As I said it, I felt like you're probably going 20.
I will pay you today for a mixed 4-pack
Probably
6
going
months
30.
from now.
Probably going 30 for a mixed
'Cause
4-pack of this
They're
style.
8 to 10 a piece.
But give me one of your, like one of them can be
Your lager.
this-
your Hellas
this was
lager.
yes. Give me
okay,
like a
For full transparency, this was a 1 can Tavour buy.
Basically, yeah.
based on the price.
Yes.
Yeah, I would do like give me a split. Give me like 2 of these, and then like a more lower key. Whew. Okay, where you landing? As we're almost 30 minutes into talking about this one beer, sort of.
Dude, let it roll. Let it roll.
I think I'm in the same. Like, the price puts it like a quarterly. And like I said, this is real good. I would definitely try more of their stuff. If this was available in a
I'd
bottle
drink
shop,
a full pint of this.
I would have drained the full pint of this. In
Yeah.
fact, this might be my first. You want to top it off?
No, you're fine.
No, it's all you, baby.
This might be my first top offer of the day.
No.
So real good, but I don't want to narrow myself into this one. Like,
Yeah,
let's roll through,
compared-
see
like,
what else.
When they have all these other things that look awesome, like that's the and is that a benefit? Is that a detriment? Like to me, the brewers, whatever. Like I don't know. It's tough.
I think it's a benefit because it's now, yeah, we did this, but now next year's going to be different.
Yeah.
You got to try it now. You got to have it now. If you want to have it this year, you got to have it now. I think that's a great selling feature for somebody who's for a brewery that's pretty niche compared
Yeah.
to whatever else we drink and can find.
Dude, they have a picture of their. Have you seen a cool ship before? The open fermenting.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah.
They're posting it. I love that they're like. I mean, obviously being up front about it and talk about it, but like, yeah, they filled their cool ship for the first time in months. So it is. So they do like brewing seasons. I mean, because of this barrel aging, if you're barrel aging everything, you can honestly just do a chunk, brew, sit.
It takes some time. Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
why you talked about like, oh, they started in 2017. Like, did
Could
it
have taken a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I just wish they had more. And maybe they do on Instagram. Maybe that's where their focus is. Could be a lot younger generation.
barrel aged lager beer? Yeah, man. Cool. Good for them. Yeah, I'm into it.
Nice find. Good job, me.
Good job, Thor.
Well, they are almost. Oh, guys, I figured it out.
Yeah.
They hosted a metal night.
I saw that.
Metal like gold medal or
No,
metal?
metal
like
as in, like,
metal.
As in, the boys are back to rattle your bones with high fidelity black metal. Doom, death, black, epic black, atmospheric black, Viking black, you name it. Our very own Kyle once again joins forces with Metal and Beer Me in spinning deep cuts from their massive record collections behind the decks at Vinyl Tap Nashville. Enjoy rare Barrique drafts and drink specials all night.
Nice.
Oh, Kyle will buy you a drink if you show up in corpse paint. I don't
Nice.
know. I don't know what that means.
You know
I
what
do.
corpse paint?
Just the white with the like
White with the
outline.
black,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. dude.
Anyways, since we have been so energized by this beer, let's just go right into the other one.
Let's go to another
Oh,
beer.
yeah. Keep it rolling, because
Brian will like this one.
Another dark beverage.
Are you serious or are you messing with me? Because I see green on there.
Czech dark lager.
Oh,
Yeah.
money.
I got you, boo.
Dude, I just had one yesterday. It is
Well, you're gonna have one today.
it is the season. Oh, this is way darker.
This dark.
Yeah.
Let me know if I got
This
a
one's
little bit too much
mine.
head on that one.
The next one's yours. The last one's his.
Hopefully mine gets a better pour than the last one.
It's hard when it's a full can.
You
and
can
it's
always
these small
you can
glasses.
always double up.
Still, I'm gonna come out ahead of time and already say it. I feel like a Czech dark lager is still a seasonal beer. I don't know that I'm seeing many people making them like summertime, but
No one's gonna make fetch happen with that.
This is the way that like. So I was at brewery in Seattle, and they sell pints or half pints, no flights. And so I was like, all right, well, I can do a few like variations. And I started with one. I'm to Burt Gilman Brewing, right on the Burt Gilman Trail in Seattle. They had a beer that I didn't read too much into it, and literally the name got me into buying it. It is called Pater Shark Doot 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 Doot.
I saw that check-in on Untapped, and I went, did I read that right?
So then I went from Pater Shark, which was like a 4.7, like a toffee light beer, to a barley wine in a 5 ounce,
So this
to a full pint of Czech dark lager. So that is me in the wintertime not drinking IPAs.
So this is. We didn't talk about it yet. Mentioning it. This is Indelible, not inedible, which
How
is
many
how
times
I.
did you keep typing
This
that?
is an indelible mark.
Yep, an indelible mark on your soul from drinking it. This is a Czech dark lager at 4.4% ABV from Threes Brewing.
How metal is that?
I looked at this because I was like 3. I was like, surely somebody typed it different and it was 3 something. It was 3.
I can get there. I was going to jump ahead. I'll let you know where that came from.
It's dark.
So they have a black
Very dark.
lager.
Okay.
That is Indelible is brewed with 100% Czech ingredients. Is largely differentiated from other German lagers in our lineup by the Czech lager yeast used in fermentation. German yeast yields drier, crispier beers. Czech yeasts richer and fuller ones. And they took a trip 2019, whatever, Czech Republic, and bore Pilsner, and then fell in love with the dark lager, which is where they started. Brewing it at 4.4, lower ABV, very drinkable, for sure. So Threes Brewing, this is another one, deep cut, was not on their website. I had to go back to an article from 2015.
Dude, when you say you're putting in research, you are putting in research.
Find it, and I didn't even, it was still behind a paywall. Because it was a New York Post, so it was still behind a paywall, so you can scroll down a little bit and then say,
And then,
no, never mind.
Yeah.
Scroll down real fast and read. So it's 3 dudes. It's a Brooklyn-based brewing company. 3 guys, and then their first brewing facility was 333 Douglas Ave, blah, blah, blah. So
okay.
my guess is that's where the Threes
Just kinda,
came from. But they've got 5 locations in and around like New York. So it's one of them I think is like a seasonal, but then really focused in on like their main one has a coffee shop and a restaurant and a music venue in addition. So like they're
You gotta have multiple streams of revenue if you want to survive.
Our original, like, thought, ours, meaning mine and my wife's, was we talked about a potential brewery is also opening it early as a coffee shop.
Yes.
Because that's, I can't remember if she did it through college, but then as, like, teaching early, she supplemented also by, like,
Barrique.
on the weekends and loved it. And so, like, that would be kind of a way to, like, the problem is if you're doing coffee stuff, you got to be theoretically open and going by a certain time.
Yeah.
To then be doing the
4:30,
beer
5
stuff.
o'clock.
Yes. To then be doing the beer stuff. Well, actually, that's the thing is I think their coffee shop didn't open. The one she worked at didn't open until like 7.
losing business.
It's a neighborhood one.
Depends where you're at.
Still there, still functioning. But if you're doing beer stuff, you're easily talking about like a open by 7, not closing till 9 or 10, if it's you and your wife doing it, that's a split day where you are maybe getting a few hours of crossover, and that's about it. So,
But it's like what you said in that article from a few months ago. If I get a coffee and a beer at the same time and they can offset each other
I still haven't tried it yet.
neurochemically,
Yeah.
I have been experimenting
Okay.
with another
Okay.
non-alcohol depressant.
Okay.
Coffee in a joint. Perfect.
Puts a whole different term on the coffee joint,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
right?
Shut it down. Shut it down. Patent it.
So the other thing about Threes Brewing, they jumped on distribution super early. So they started, I think 2015, 14 is when they started, right? Somewhere around there. But 2020, like
Oh.
at like leading edge
immediate
of
COVID.
they started distributing. So you can,
It's a
We
savior
will.
of
We will
brewing.
send the beer to you.
so they'll distribute within New York City, like their own drivers. Like we will drive it to
Like, we
you.
have people drivers.
But they distribute to 30 states.
Wow.
So they say they're in like 300 or 700 plus bars, restaurants, and stuff across the country. And yeah, 30 states that they have distribution into
That's
from
impressive.
them, not
I-
through like a
I
Total Wine.
thought I had the wrong site
Yeah.
when I first pulled it up because it looked like a fully like. It almost looked like Tavour.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh no, we can get beer to you anywhere you want. It was like, holy shit, am I on the right site? And then I backed out, back in. I was
did
like,
you
oh
go-
yeah, I'm on the right site. I just went to their store page.
You went directly through them and not through Tavour? Or it
Oh no,
linked
no,
you-
this was through Tavour, but doing the
after doing
research. But then I was like,
Yeah, okay.
holy shit.
Yeah, super.
Because a lot of the folks that I do the research on, it's like, yeah, we'll ship you beer in the state.
Yeah.
That's like Structures was posting a bunch
Yeah.
recently about doing stuff. It's the same.
But good for them. Getting up to speed that fast probably kept them in business. And then,
Yeah.
that diverse revenue. We haven't even talked about the beer.
We don't
I
need
know.
To, we
This
don't
is-
need to talk about the beer.
This
We
is a nice-
We're rolling.
Dark lager.
Dude, it's
What I like about this lager, and what I think I like the U word I like about lagers, there's more on the nose than there is on the palate. Like you get in there that I get all the coffee notes in the dark, whatnot, but when it hits the palate and those taste buds start working, there's a little bit. I get the little bit of darkness, but then once it's on down to your tum tum, it's done.
it makes me really think about doing some kind of challenge of like 2 out of 3 of us don't know what beers are being poured and like literally being like blindfolded. Like this is like a blindfold.
Oh, so
Oh,
not
yeah.
looking
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this, I'm not.
If you
It's
are
got
just
enough of a.
brightness. I'm
Well, it
talking
was-
about like if you take aroma. So that's what I'm saying is like if you smell this, are you thinking it's a stout?
No.
And that's where I wonder like what
There's
you
not
would
enough.
be able to
There's not
do.
enough coffee in it.
But I wanted to put
First
this
out.
as. I wouldn't confuse this with like a Pilsner.
No.
Or-
no. It just makes me wonder what I would like actually be able to quantify it if I'm not really knowing ahead of time. Okay. I have
Yeah, may go like a brown ale.
Yeah.
Without.
Yeah.
It reminds
would complain-
this is an American beer, but it reminds me of a Newcastle.
You would complain about the lack of body in a brown ale,
Because it's a little thin, yeah.
and then realizing that it's actually a lager.
Yeah.
Would find
Then I
yourself
don't-
then
then
being
I
like,
don't care.
Oh,
Then I don't
okay,
care.
I feel a little better about this because you also would be like, it's missing some body, it's missing that, but then you're like, oh, it's a freaking
supposed to be,
4.8% lager, like
4.4.
money. Mine said 4.8.
Can says 4.4.
Well, okay.
What I was going with.
Well, fine then.
Semantics.
All right, I was wrong. As I have been, apparently more and more lately.
But we need like a buzzer for that. And
Someday.
Brian,
You, you and my wife.
This is beer fridger because sorry, beer fridger. I'll get back up to the mic. This isn't a flavor I want year round. This is a fall flavor.
Kind of what I talked about from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would love to know more about and maybe I can find out the history of the style, whether they actually brew it year round or whether it is specifically for just a season. Because if it is just for a season, like that to me is kind of perfect. Yeah, they're just
Seasonal
talking-
beer fridge. Sounds good for me.
I would try some of their logical conclusion.
Yes.
They're out of focus. They're bad wallpaper. They're all or nothing.
What are
They're
those?
We
everything
love
was
ourselves some
forever until
wallpaper
was no more.
theme beer.
Fool's Errand, Tyranny of Mirrors, Shop Talk. They got some fun names, is where I was going. Sound of Exclamation. Nothing is forever. How about a Food for Thought?
It's like there's 10,000 breweries in America, and
They all gotta find
we
names.
we only see so many of them, but so many of them
I feel bad.
have the Riz. They have
Oh,
Riz.
yeah.
The new Merriam-Webster Word of the Year.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's new to me.
So you can get a seasonal mixed case from them,
Yes.
or a mixed hoppy ales case
Mm-hmm.
from them.
Word.
Thought it was gonna tell me how much or what.
I'm looking at it.
I'm waiting to. Every time I check,
You got to go
See.
through and shopping.
This is the problem.
So
Yeah.
24. So you're getting a 24 pack, 16-ounce cans.
Once-
So it's going to be a chunk to get it out here from New York.
Yeah.
It's literally crossing the country.
Yeah.
But 4 cans each of 6 different styles,
Oh,
right?
that's not too shabby. If you got your friendly podcast friends to share it with and split it, that's
Right?
even better.
send us-
The real question is,
or if your friendly across the country brewer sends you free beer, we'll talk about it.
is there more in that can?
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you. Yep, just go ahead.
you guys got it. I'm going to finish the rest of this tasty beer we reviewed last month.
Yeah,
Misreviewed, maybe.
yeah.
We made amends.
This is a fun, like, I feel like I'm just like, at some point we hit a point where we talk about these quote unquote little breweries that turns out are maybe not that little.
Not that little.
'Cause it turns out
Massive.
they're just not near us.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It's the anti-SEC bias.
Tell me more.
Yes, we are the
So-
SEC of beer.
The Northwest is the SEC of beer.
oh, okay.
So we're beer biased towards our
West
own
Coast.
conference.
Is this a West Coast IPA? No.
Nah, these
No,
assholes
what do
are
you-
from
what do you
middle of nowhere, Iowa.
What do you know about West Coast IPA?
All the way on the East Coast, you can't make beer out there.
Listen, even part of
This
the West
salsa was
Coast-
made in New York City.
Part of the West Coast doesn't know how to make a West Coast IPA.
That's true.
We've literally talked on this podcast about how like there should be also then a Pacific Northwest or a Northwest IPA compared because it's
Yes,
just different. But yeah,
yes.
okay, I get you. It goes back to talking about the ones earlier. To be in different places and find like legit really I think to me this is a time and place thing. It was years and years ago at the airport in Las Vegas, and there is a brewery in the airport, and we on the way out of town stopped and got drinks there, and it is one of the 2 times that I can count, 3 times where I have left.
Second
3 times for me
Second
that I've left beer that I paid for because it was not worth finishing.
Yeah, but you don't need beer leaving Las Vegas. You need water
Agreed.
and electrolytes.
Yes.
Agreed.
And
Yes.
But
nothing's...
the IPA was so
Oh, yeah.
bad.
I need a greasy cheeseburger and a touch of alcohol.
No.
To leave Vegas.
When I leave Vegas, I need a grilled chicken Caesar salad so that I can pretend I'm getting a little bit of like something, but I need some greens in my life. That's me. That's my go-to. Every time I'm traveling like that, that's what I'm getting.
Mm-mm.
All right, well, teach their own.
Yeah, this is a seasonal beer fridge.
Yeah, I would.
Just
I mean,
CDLs are great.
yes.
Right?
God, that took me a second. Yeah, I'm shocked at how few I've actually checked in. As much as I talk about them and enjoy them,
Oh, you were just like, I love them. These are my favorite style of beers. Every time I'll
like
see
the
one, I'll grab
4th
them.
one I've checked in. And one of them was on this podcast. But it is true. But like it's a go-to. It's a thing that like, particularly in the winter season, to not have to go full stout, but
Yeah.
to get a lot of that,
Flavor without the ABV.
like to me,
They
it can be
flavor
your all
and the
day.
flavor and the look in your glass.
Yes, it could be an all day drinker with more flavor and body. Like
Yeah.
there is less alcohol than my macro light beer I have on the back end here. Like, God, it doesn't even say.
Doesn't
does
show it on the
oh,
can.
no, 4.2.
So ballpark.
0.2 more. So, but here's the deal. What the
Yeah, but what would Brad Kozlowski say?
Keselowski?
I was gonna say, try that again.
Keselowski. What would Brad Keselowski say about you not having that macro?
Yeah. Tall boy, this. The problem is, it's a good, nice beer that I'm not just gonna treat as my like. No offense, Brad, but if we get to the end of this and I don't finish this, I'm dumping it.
It's
and
going
I
in
don't
the sink,
care.
baby.
But I am not dumping
No.
that.
No.
One, I
No
paid more
shot.
for it.
Yeah.
I didn't. Someone else did. Number two, that is way better.
Yeah.
It's way
Yes.
better.
Yes.
But yeah, give me like a rotator of all the Czech dark lagers for all of winter season. I want it starting in like mid-October through the end of February.
Okay.
I just want a rotator of Czech dark lagers in my fridge all the time. Put this one in it, this one in it.
Yeah.
I can't go to New York to get it. I've literally never been to New York.
They will ship it to you.
It costs a lot to get it shipped in state. I don't want to know how much it costs to get it shipped from New York.
Well, then we just got to get this shit popular, so our
Because
local
I-
distributors start bringing
Yeah.
it in, baby.
There you go.
Because I think even I looked at getting it from Structures, and it was like you got to buy a whole case, and then the shipping. And I
What's
was
a
like,
couple 30 bombs between friends?
That's the key.
That's the problem.
If we can, I'm not doing it on my own.
There you go.
I'm not gonna chug this. Listen,
Well,
he's gonna
my
say
my glass is empty.
I know. I've been enjoying this.
Yeah.
So
Brian did top off, so he'll finish his, but the rest of our glasses are empty. Hopefully yours are too.
we'll be soon.
We'll catch you next time.
If you've enjoyed what you just heard, make sure you subscribe to get new episodes when they drop, and don't forget to leave us a review. If you want to see what we're drinking when we're not on the pod, you can follow us on social media at A Beer Review. Feel free to send us any beer suggestions that we can make Chad go buy off of Tavour.